So I already made a video about 10 types of players we hate in Paladins, but in this video, it's gonna be 10 types of players we love in Paladins. There's a lot of players out there that we love, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about them. And if I miss anything, let me know down in the comments below. Let's start off with the most obvious one, the pro player. You cannot go wrong with a pro player. He's like the jack of all trades. He knows everything. He knows how to counter pick, he knows who are the best champions in the meta, he knows how to adjust for the team. As soon as he plays his best champion, it's basically GG. He's just gonna hard carry the team. Like most likely he's playing like a flank or as a damage. He's just overall a really good player. And I forgot to mention, a pro player is a jack of all trades. They can basically do everything. They can be a leader for the team, so they can like communicate and tell what the team does. They know how to counter pick, so in the draft they can tell the other players to pick this, pick that. They're definitely the best player to have in your team. Number 2, the flex player. The flex player will just always adjust for the team, especially in ranked. You will see him say like, oh, and it saves. You will see him say like, oh, I can play any champion. Do you want me to play this champion? Do you want me to play this champion? Do you want me to play as a tank or as a support? It doesn't matter. This guy spends a lot of hours using every single champion in Paladins, and they can at least play 2 or more characters in each role. Number 3 in the list is the nice player. Let's be honest, most of the time the nice player is playing as a support, and they will just always care about you. If you made a mistake, it's okay, we can do a comeback next game. Oh, you just lost a round? It's okay, we have ultimates, we can easily win the next round. We lost the game? Oh, it's okay, you know, at least we tried. They're never gonna be toxic. They're always gonna be nice. They're always gonna try to protect you no matter what role they play. If they're playing as a tank, they will try to shield for you. They can ult for you like a Fernando ult and try to save you. If they're a support, they will just always heal you. They will never let you die. And if you do die, they're the ones apologizing. They're the ones saying sorry in the chat. These guys are just too nice, and if you find these people, you should probably add them because they are very rare. Number 4, the communicative person. This person just communicates everything. Oh, their support is one shot. Oh, their tank is very low. Oh, their tank doesn't have ultimate. They will just say everything that is important. All of the information you need, they will say it. They can also say things like, there's a flanker in the right side, there's a flanker behind us. They can also say things like, oh, let's go all right and we can all kill them. We have ultimates, we can do wombo combos. Having these guys is absolutely amazing. I feel like they already played this game before and they just know everything. You definitely want one of these players in your team. Number 5 is the god support. A god support will just never let you die. It doesn't matter how far you are, for some reason they can always get there. Like they're just teleporting and they can somehow heal you. Like you know damn well you're gonna die, but for some reason they don't let you die. They're like, nope, I'm not gonna let you die today. Nope. These guys are just crazy good. It doesn't matter what support they play. They could play the worst support ever and they can still heal so much. And I just want to specify, I'm not just talking about healing support. I'm talking about support. They're not just good at healing, but they can also good at, like, for example, the KirbZM can save you. The beam of Furia, they can also save you with the damage and stuff and the stun. Or maybe Ray, they just don't let you die as well. Not only they're good at healing, but they can also outstunning the enemy or slowing the enemy or maybe increasing your movement speed. This is the definition of a god support. They're not just healing, they're doing everything for the team to make sure they can win the game. Number 6 in the list is gonna be the meta freaks. Now what do I mean by this? These players, all they do is play the meta stuff. They play the most meta and best champions ever. There is the most meta builds ever or loadout. There is the most meta items. They only use the meta talents. Everything that they do is just related to meta. Let's just say Caspian is meta. They will just absolutely grind the Caspian. They're gonna abuse the living hell out of Caspian, and you can easily get some wins because of this player. But as soon as Caspian is not meta anymore, they will stop playing them and they will play someone else. They're just there to win. They also know what the meta changes are, so they know what is happening. They can be a little crazy. They're basically like the tryhard. They're basically sweaty. You can easily get some wins if you have these players. Number 7 is the casual player. Now, they're not really like the pro player or they're not really like the best player, but if you're not really playing competitive and you're just trying to have fun, these are the best players to have because they're not really gonna complain. They're not gonna be toxic. They're not gonna be rude to you. They're only there to have fun. They're basically nice players as well, but not entirely the same because they're not really like complimenting you or anything. They're not typing in the game. They're not talking in the game. They're just playing their own game. You can definitely have fun with these players. The next up in the list is the funny player. Now this player, it doesn't matter if you're losing or not. Somehow they can make the game so fun because they're just being there funny. Now you don't really see this a lot because not a lot of players are talking in chat, and these are the types of players that are very rare in Paladins. No matter what the situation is, you're losing the game, you just miss your ultimate, they're just gonna laugh it off and make a joke about it. You will never feel bad at losing a game with these players. They may not be the best player, you might be losing, but it doesn't matter. You're still having fun with this player. Number 9 in the list is gonna be the one trick. Now I also added this in my top 10 hated players, but they're either gonna be really good with their one trick or they're gonna throw the game because they don't know how to play other characters. So I had to put them in hate and love at the same time because it kinda just depends. But let's talk about the good side. As soon as they play their main character, it's basically GG. They're gonna be carrying the game. They're basically a pro player but with only one character. They're gonna be godlike in the game. They're just gonna 1v5. They're just going in like a mad lad. Most of the time these one tricks are playing flanks. These guys are just tryhards. They're probably sweating. Somehow they can still make it work and they can still win because of them, because they're just doing so much for the team. Now the last one in the list is gonna be the unstoppable duo. Now I know this video is about like a type of player, not really players. I decided to include this unstoppable duo because these players will just never play by themselves. They always have to play with someone else or like with friends. That's the only time they'll play. But they're actually not that bad because these guys are just absolutely menace. These guys will always find the craziest combos ever. They're probably gonna go like Genos Koga combos, or they're doing something like Sky Ceres combo where the Ceres put all the enemy together and the Sky ult is just gonna be woof, easy quadra kill or something. These guys are just unstoppable for a reason. The only downside in these players is that they don't really care about the team, they only care about each other. That's the only downside, but let's be honest, if they're carrying the game, it doesn't really matter. Now I want to put like an honorable mention, which is the new player, aka the noob. This is my personal opinion, but having a noob player is kind of refreshing to see them, you know? It's refreshing to see like, oh, I don't know what this ability does, oh, I don't know what the enemy does. They probably have their items auto buy, their build is preset and they didn't really change it. It's kind of fun to see these players, even though obviously in ranked you shouldn't, you know, you don't want this in ranked. But in casuals, or maybe you invited a new friend and they don't know what they're doing, it's kind of funny to see, you know? So yeah, this might be just a personal opinion, but I love having new players. So guys, do you guys agree with me or not? If I missed anything, let me know down in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we met some of these players and we all love them. Well then, that's it for today guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you guys in the next time. See ya.